Hello, so fam, what's up? What it do? Welcome to K&M Witchery or Readings by K&M. That's me. I am Kat Nicoletta Monroe, for those of y'all who may not know. And this is your spiritual check-in. I have no idea what to expect today, guys. It just started to rain, and I was prompted to sit down. But nevertheless, all of these spiritual check-ins are intended to bring you closer to your healing, to offer you clarity, and practical spiritual advice towards your personal evolution. So if that resonates with y'all in any way, subscribe, join the tribe, and let's get on our merry way. Okay. 10 of Wands, Magician, 8 of Swords. And my throat chakra is like jacking up right now. There is a fear that I'm sensing off of y'all that is preventing you from moving forward. 10 of Wands is the inability to say no. It's the inability to walk away from strategies, from beliefs that really anchor us. Like instead of dropping half of this because you have admittedly taken on far too much for you to continue carrying on, and delegating it to another person or coming back for it, perhaps maybe taking a break, you continuously trudge forward. The 10 of Wands has you become more consciously aware of the spiritual neglect that is taking place, because the more that you move away from what it is that you know innately in one form or another, and with the Magician out here, I mean, that's just clarifying that, okay? Your intuition is already telling you the type of path that you desire to be on, and yet your ego is criticizing you, saying that you're not ready, that you're confined, that your present circumstances are what they are and they can never be anything more. Cancel, cancel, okay? With the following cards, the Knight of Cups, the 3 of Wands, as well as the 7 of Pentacles, Spirit is telling y'all to, firstly, change the narrative, okay? Anytime the 8 of Swords comes up, it requires a change of narrative, right? Like, at any point, can she just undo her binds and walk out? It's just your own mental entrapment. And yes, you do have a choice. And it takes training. The Magician didn't realize that he only needs one of everything to make something work until he had done those realizations and had gone through the right types of karma to realize that less is more. And sometimes all you need is a change of mind. And the heart will follow, especially if you know it feels good. So when you start going down the wrong quote-unquote spiritual path, meaning that you're just moving further away from yourself, you tend to incorporate more like bad luck into your existence, right? Like everything begins to like shut down on you. Nothing seems to work out. It's beyond the rule of 3 or 6 at this point. Like it's just a fucking series of unfortunate events, isn't it? And when that continuously occurs, it's because we must turn around and head a different direction for ourselves. And a lot of that, luckily enough, for those tuning in, is through following your heart. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean towards like love or a partnership and romance, but more so towards things that make you happy. The 3 of Wands is you overlooking a cliff onto a life and a world full of possibilities that you can only see so much because there's that arch, that good old curve that the Earth has, like every other planet. How is the world flat? I would love to speak to a flat earther. Like, indulge me, because I don't get it. But anyways, I digress. The 7 of Pentacles has you willingly plant those seeds and offer yourself enough grace, patience, and Take time to get to know yourself. You know, the more that you build on all of these curiosities by experiencing them, by researching them, by just doing them, like just saying fuck it and enjoying your life, because like, why not? And you begin to lead with your heart, I find that the more stable your outcomes will become. Where is this reading taking us? What's the purpose of this reading? I heard no. So whatever came out, it's a no. We're going to keep shuffling. Let me know in the comments down below how, if this is at all resonating. Ace of Swords comes out and the Five of Swords in reverse. I like to see it. The Five of Swords, again, another mental energy. Five of Swords is typically someone putting something into our unconscious mind. You know, it's like one of those concepts that like the more someone calls you a particular name, the more you're going to start believing them, you know? And this was not for the better, but rather for the worse for you in some regard. And whatever limiting belief had been instilled on you, whether, honestly, I think it was just more so, the way that I'm picking it up right now, it was more so unintentional. I think generationally, we're passed down different forms and ways of being, different fears, like speaking out and truly being yourself. For example, authenticity is something unheard of. What do you mean you're being weird? Huh? Go to jail. Like, anyways, gone are those days, okay? Now it's time for you to, again, begin to plant those seeds I just heard. And the Ace of Wands has us drop the 10. Okay, drop all of that dead weight, whatever that may be, and you already know what it is. If you're still here, you already know. And picking up that one thing, taking it step by step, going where it is that your heart is telling you to flow. Lead with your heart. And I just heard art. I love it when spirit rhymes with me. You can create something, soul fam. And that doesn't necessarily even mean like literal art. You can create a new business. You can create a home for yourself. You can create yourself. I don't know, go to the gym, whatever it is that you want to do. Creation is in everything. And when we feel, especially when we're at this point where our lives are completely destroyed, that's the best time to create. That's the ultimate tower moment, when you have that epiphany where you decide to change the trajectory of your life. I feel like I like studied that. Instinct. Hell yeah. And I believe this is a fox. I just heard yeah. I don't know why I would think otherwise, but in any case, the wise fox. Oh, what a wise fox. Very cunning creature. It doesn't matter the circumstances or the environment. The fox uses his instincts in all forms, mainly his clairaudience, okay? So be listening to the advice that you're receiving at this time. Be listening to the types of music that you're tuning into, binaural beats, meditations, and things like that. Make sure you know what you're getting into before you start indulging. That includes podcasts, movies, things like that, right? However it is that you are incorporating media through the ears. Audio style, mainly because everything is touching on your unconscious mind. So if you are feeling as though the content that you're consuming these days isn't really aligning to you, or like you're too bored and you can't find the right show or like the movie, it means you got to do something else. Use your instincts to go towards where it is that your heart wants to flow, right? And get your damn prey, like whatever it is that you were hunting for, right? Going back to this fox analogy, they are more highly likely than not to catch their prey just because they stop at no wits and ends. They're incredibly creative. They're tricky little fuckers, you know? And so for the betterment, I think it's almost like you have to trick yourself to begin to like a new comfort zone that you have the opportunity now to build for yourself. And you just have to get through that first sticky, icky oomph, you know? It's like even when you move into the mansion of your dreams, like you go through those few nights of discomfort, like not really knowing what's what, you haven't unpacked yet, so it's all like weird, and then you're like freaked out 'cause it's a completely new place. Like, whoa, you know? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Some of y'all, I just feel straight up, are in a way neglecting your intuition. And this comes out here with kindness to remind us now to reaffirm just how freaking awesome we are. You know? The stag, especially with his antlers moving up so high, just amplify his intuition. I would say, this is a side message, that a lot of men, a lot of masculines are now awakening to their own intuition, to thus emotion and emotional intelligence, I want to say. Y'all, when you hear a woke man speak, and I'm talking woke man, I'm not talking wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm talking clothing. I just heard closing time right now. So some of you guys are probably like closing up a shop or something, or you're like leaving your house right now as you're tuning into this. Hi, what's up? What are you closing up right now? Interesting. Why did that message come through? Anyways, what else came out here? We have freedom and play. Yeah. Okay. So, side note, some of y'all are kind of, you're complaining a lot about children these days, not really having a childhood, and always being on their phones and things like that. I guess what I want to inquire right now is, when was the last time you allowed yourself to go out and play? When was the last time you allowed yourself to have some fun? To like play a game, like a board game with people, or like color outside the lines and like just have fun, you know? Or go skipping. When was the last time? And when was the last time before that? And before that? Because they ought to be a lot closer together. Okay? So this is a really wonderful reminder to begin to enjoy your life. So fam. And know that it is possible. The only reason why it feels like you are in like some form of never-ending BS doesn't mean that you can't just decide. I know it sounds condescending when I say that. As an NLP coach, though, knowing the power of the mind and suggestions and how your unconscious mind really takes that in, so thus knowing how to speak to it, you can realize how easy it is to reprogram yourself, you know? So if you're ever interested, apply to work with me, knmwitchery.com, or just get your own spiritual check-in, mediumship session, intuitive reading, whatever you want. Options are there. The mystery card came out, hence why I mentioned you have a resource in front of you, or just follow along. The answers will come for y'all. And for those of y'all still tuning in, it's to go out and play. Go frolic. Go into nature. Just explore. And leave your damn phone behind. Fuck the pictures. You could go back another day if you really want to. There's another reason that you could just go out in the places you love, but just become the thing that you are complaining about, you know, like, or the opposite rather, however it floats with you. If you're sitting here complaining about how kids don't know how to be kids, you better be out there being that kid. I'm that aunt, okay? Like, I hang out with my little cousins or like my bestie's son, and we just out there having a lot of fun, you know? You take on this persona and just be a big kid because you can, and it's fine. It doesn't freaking matter how old you are. You have an imagination. You have the opportunity to see life happily. You create those opportunities for yourself. No cards are coming out. So get the heck out of your own way. Drop the bullshit. Okay? And a lot of this is also like self-provoked. Some of y'all have convinced yourself that you're like really, you like this form of living, and you like who you are and what you do, and you know it's not the greatest for you, but you're comfortable with it. Stop convincing yourself that. That's a lame way of saying I'm settling, okay? And like, you know, this isn't me telling you, I'm just a girl on YouTube, okay? This is a general reading. I don't even know you, really. But you know you. So stop rejecting yourself. and fear of rejection of what the world has to offer you, because it's plenty. It is plenty. And life brings about a balance. Yin yang, okay? It is 20% great, 80% BS, and in the reverse is true too. It's constantly fluctuating in our lives. So when you're in the heap of the 80% bull, look towards that 20% and maximize on that and allow that to just rebuild your life, because you can. And it's going to take some time. But for those of y'all tuning in on January or February of 2024, the year had just begun. Astrologically, technically, it hasn't even started yet. Unless you're looking at Chinese astrology, which is, I believe, on February 10th or 11th. One or the other. Happy Year of the Dragon, by the way, for tuning in after those dates. So just give yourself that breather. Know that there are plenty of opportunities for you to make mistakes and feel uncomfortable for a little bit. And the more willing that you are to just go through it, the quicker and more efficient things become. It's the more that we reject the things that we perceivably convinced ourselves that we don't want to do that prolong the unfortunate series of events. And thus you become the cause of your life by taking control, by just being like, you know what, no. And doing everything that you possibly can and trying something different. Settling for a minuscule little life when you are meant to be grand, silly, foolish. Your choice. I think you are hella powerful. And the work card came in too, which tells us that, yeah, you're gonna have to pull up your pants and do stuff. When it comes to manifestation, what a lot of people tend to get wrong, well, not wrong, it's not efficient at all, is when you completely bypass the action piece. It's not just about the intention and writing it all down 50 times and then burning it and sending it up to the sky or burying it. Cool. What? You got to do something. You have to act as if you trust in the manifestation so wholeheartedly that it's going to work out. Even if it perceivably doesn't, you know it is. The action piece solidifies, speeds things up. And this is where we get to manipulate time. That's a conversation of free will, if you'll ever want one. So let that be that. Go out, succeed, go forth. Drop the bullshit with love. I heard my snaps, so that's it. I hope this reading helped anyone who needed it. Let me know in the comments down below. Drop a B if you're still here with me, and that way I'll know that you watched it through to the end and that you resonated, and I can send you some strength and clarity and personal empowerment. That's for you right now, okay? Good. I'll see you guys in another reading. Bye.